Got to do it just like Nick and I did. All right, let's welcome in our good friend, the COO of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mr. Brian Ford. How are you, Brian? Good to see you, my friend.
Hey, good to see you. Here we are.
Yes.
The opportunity to come on board. How you been?
Fantastic, man. Thank you so much for doing this. Buck fans are absolutely ripping and ready to go for this 2024 season. The schedule is out. And as I mentioned to the folks, in my opinion, sometimes the Buccaneers don't get the greatest shake in terms of schedules. I think this year you guys I think it's a good schedule. I think it's very fair. No international games, so no international travel. Yep. I don't know how you feel about that, but maybe not as much exposure. But I think for winning football games, those hangovers, those travel hangovers can be tough. So I thought it was a pretty fair schedule. What was your first glance?
No, we're excited. It's the start. The draft kicked it off. Free agency, we were able to keep all our guys and go out, and then we picked up a great draft class, and we've been having OTAs here, and the guys are back in the building, and the buzz is here on the field. Now the schedule comes out, so we are very excited. I think the schedule, we knew where we were going, we knew who was coming, but we just didn't know when. And now we have it, so now we can lay it all out, and we can start planning. We can start putting together our game themes, and I'm excited. As you know, this is a big military town and one of my favorite games. We got a game on Veterans Day weekend, so the day before. Nice. So that's going to be special for that. So that's going to be our salute to service game. That's the secret out of the bag. But we'll be coming out with the rest of the themes here as we get closer. And, of course, training camp schedule will follow that. So, everything's lined up for a great I can't believe it, JP. It's the 27th season at Raymond James Stadium. It's crazy.
Already, man. And you mentioned the theme games, which I think are awesome. How do you come up with that? What's the creative process? How does that work?
Yeah, we just lay it all out. We're opening up with the Heisman Trophy winner,
yes.
Washington. That's a big game. We wanted to open at home, and we wanted to end at home, and end at home against two division opponents. So that's key. But the game themes, they all kind of come in line once we know the dates and we know what we're trying to do. And stay tuned. We love to create some magic on the field, but we love to create the atmosphere and create the theming off the field as well. So we have a team that's pulling that all together, and we're going to try to make some excitement off the field as well as on the field. But this is just an exciting time. Here we go, the 24-24 season. It's incredible.
Yeah, I was just thinking Jaden Daniels was supposed to play in the ReliaQuest Bowl. Didn't play in that, but he'll definitely play in Raymond James for this game. I'm pretty sure. So he won't miss this one.
No, open up against him. His first game as an NFL pro against Washington. That's special. We got all four teams that played in the championship games this past season. Think about that.
Yeah, how about that? And you've also got three games, or at least two 1:00 games, right? At home in September.
Yeah, we got two 1:00s, and that's not a popular, but we're going to do what we can. We got to keep everybody hydrated. We're going to work with the Tampa Sports Authority and make sure that we have plenty of and our partners at Legends Hospitality. And those are not favorable, but hopefully we'll get a cold front that week, those 2 weekends. But it's going to be football, and it's football at Raymond James Stadium, and the matchups are great. The opponents are great. The division's going to be there. And, we kept the guys, and they're excited. They're out there practicing right now, and the rookies are here, and it's a lot of excitement on and off the field.
Now, you've met some of the new guys, the new rookies. It's like asking you about your children. You have any favorites? You got any favorites that you've met, or just some interactions that you've had with some of these young men? Graham Barton he seems like a special kind of dude. I mean, just really professional, very upbeat. Humongous, very light on his feet too. I've seen that. Any first impressions of some of your draft class guys?
The first impression of all of them, and they're a nucleus of a group. They're all getting along. They know that they're our rookie class. They want to represent us on and off the field. That we got our big 10th annual Cut for a Cure coming up.
Yes.
And that's coming up on Thursday, June 6th. And I want to invite all your listeners. As you know, I ran my 20th marathon back in Boston. Gronk's like, you're going to run 20 marathons? You got to run Boston. And I told him I'd never qualify for Boston. And he's like, Brian, I'm the Grand Marshal. You're in.
Let's get paid to know people.
Exactly.
How was that, by the way?
It
How
was
was that?
remarkable. It was remarkable, but he's just an unbelievable man. And, he wants to come back to Tampa and be part of this community and be part of this franchise. And we are so excited to
Wow.
have him back in the fold. And he's going to be here. He said, hey, you run that marathon for me and help me put up a children's playground in Boston. And all the proceeds that you raise, we're going to bring right back to Tampa with the Pediatric Cancer Foundation.
Nice.
And he's going to shave his head. He's going to have a little boy or a little girl shave his head alongside me. We're going to have a lot of our greats come back. Jimmy Giles is coming. Mike Allstott's coming. Martin Gramatica, Dexter Jackson. And I want you there. So you
I'll
need
be
to
there.
come in. And it's our 10th annual. And all the information's on TampaGronk.com. We're actually going through him to kind of bring awareness and try to do it. But when you talk about that rookie class, they're all excited about this event. And that just tells a lot. They're new to the franchise, new to the city. And we're looking forward to make them part of that too. So there's some information out there. All your listeners can actually come for a donation of $100. You get a picture signed by Gronk, and you get to come to the event. And again, all this information is at TampaGronk.com. And, on and off the field, we want to be part of this community. We want to bring a championship back. This schedule is remarkable. We want to sell out Raymond James Stadium and make it the home field advantage that it has been in the past. And, we got some streaks that we want to maintain, winning 4 straight NFC South division titles. We want to keep that going. And, we want to go deeper into the playoffs. We got a matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles with that wild card playoff game. We knocked them out. And then we go to Detroit with a rematch of that great playoff game. So a lot of exciting football, but it all starts with the schedule and then training camp. And, off the field, I'm excited about the participation and the awareness that we're trying to bring. No parent should get that call that your child has cancer. Horrible. And, as long as I'm here, I'm going to have somebody, I'm going to do what I can to help bring awareness and try to bring a day where some kids can laugh and be kids and not worry about shots and syringes and, the word cancer. So I thank you for bringing some awareness to that event.
Absolutely.
And coming out. And it's going to be great. And we've got a lot of people. And like I said, Gronk is so excited to be back in the fold, and we're excited. He's definitely going to be one of our captains of the crew this coming season. We just have to pick that game.
Yeah.
And, the game themes are special, but salute the service announced here on your show. But I guess that wasn't a hard one to figure out when you play the day before Veterans Day, right?
Yeah. And we're not doing Ring of Honor this year. We take a break from that, that happens from time to time. So if you're looking for that game, don't worry about it. We're not doing that, but there'll be other themes that are coming on that'll be fantastic. You've got 4 primetime games, which is,
yes.
I thought that was a little eye-opening for me, but I think that's because you mentioned this at the top. You bring Baker back, you bring Mike Evans back, you bring the whole band back together, and I think that obviously gives you some marquee value, and the networks agreed and gave you 4 primetime games. That's pretty damn good.
No, it's remarkable. I wish all 4 of them were at home, but we do have that big matchup Monday night against Baltimore.
Yes.
They had the best record in football last year, and they're going to come to our house on Monday Night Football. Yeah. So we are excited. Week 7, it's October 21st, ESPN, and the other primetime games on the road, and then we can be flexed, and that's the beauty of the flex. It's a little inconvenient, but from a fandom standpoint, you want the best games on the primetime. And, once the schedule comes out, things change. And when teams rise, we got flexed last year and into a couple prime time, and that's what we want to do again. So, and how do you end it? What's a better script than to end with 2 division, Carolina in week 17 and New Orleans in week 18. And we don't know if that's a Saturday or if it's a Sunday. So a lot of exciting things, but it's going to be an exciting year, and we appreciate your coverage throughout and being a part of Buck Nation and bringing it out. We appreciate all your listeners, and I can't wait to see everybody out at training camp for sure.
Yeah. Hey, you mentioned sellouts, and we've talked about this on our show, and we want to get, and not just with the Bucs, but with the Lightning and the Rays as well. We want to get more Tampa Bay fans in here, and I know you guys as an organization do a lot to do whatever you can to make sure we're not selling tickets and there's more fans here. Is anything you want to give us a pep talk I try to give the fans a pep talk. It's like, let's keep our tickets. Let's give it a home field advantage. We don't want anybody behind their bench giving them any juice at all. So give me a Brian Ford motivational speech. Like, come on, Buck fans. Let's make it our house 100% this year.
No,
right?
I appreciate that. Exactly. And, we try to provide value throughout year round. And for our season pass members, we value them, all of them. And we really appreciate the feedback. And we want to exceed their expectations on and off the field. And, come Sunday, come Monday, come Thursday, we want Buccaneer fans at Raymond James Stadium. It has been known as, someplace that you don't want to play from opposing teams.
Yep.
And, that game against Philly, that playoff game, that wild card game last year, I mean, we rocked the house. And that was probably one of the most memorable games that I have personally. And I've been there to every game at Raymond James Stadium. And that was one that'll go down. The fan support and it was fitting against Philly.
Yes.
And that's what we want to have, week in and week out. And it makes a difference.
Hell
and I know that people's schedules are crazy in the secondary market, but, I assure your listeners that we're doing everything that we can to provide an afternoon of entertainment on and off the field. And we, for the sake of Tampa and Titletown, TampaBay, same thing, as you mentioned with the Lightning, we want our fans and we want to be known as the sports capital. And we really are. And, it takes everybody and it does make a difference. So we just encourage, we're doing our part. We have limited tickets available, but we still have tickets. Go to Buccaneers.com. They're out there. I didn't want to turn this into a sales ship, but
no, that's okay. No,
we are looking. We are looking to make Raymond James Stadium a home field advantage that it has been and that it can be. And I point back to that playoff game against Philadelphia.
Yeah,
that environment was electric, and our players are still talking about it. Baker Mayfield still talks about that night at Raymond James Stadium, Monday night against the Eagles. It was electrifying. He said it was one of the most, awesome feelings to come out of that tunnel and to hear that crowd and then to take us all the way through that game. And it takes everybody. And, we want to provide that backdrop, but it takes the fans of Tampa. And we thank them for their support. We got the best fans. I talk about that. This is a sports town. And if you're going to take the time and come out, come to all the games. And, let's create some memories on and off the field. And we're trying to do our part at Bucs Beach and different things. We got a whole game day where we try to change it up. People talk about our game day experience and
anything new this year?
Oh, we got all sorts of stuff that we're planning new, and we want to change it up so it's exciting and so it's different. And we got to reinvent ourselves. We challenge each other every day. The Glazers, I credit them. They want to, be number one on and off the field, from a customer service standpoint, from a fan engagement, and from a fandom standpoint. And, it starts with the schedule. We got the schedule now. We know it. Yeah, we got a couple games at 1:00 in September, but you know what? That's home field advantage when it comes time against the other team. Our guys are going to be used to it and ready for it. So we just, we encourage the fans to come out, and we're going to do our part and make sure that we have what we need to have so it's a safe environment. But I want to, let's get out in front this season and start on the right foot against Washington.
Yeah.
Thanks for this opportunity. Thanks for bringing that up. And again, to all your listeners, I thank them for their support ongoing.
Yeah.
27th season at Raymond James Stadium, home field advantage. It's spectacular. You talk about Titletown, TampaBay. It doesn't happen without the fans.
Yeah, I got to give you a shout out. And I don't know who's doing your social media or who's in charge of all the digital stuff that you're doing. That film that you put out for the schedule release was should be an award winner. That was Steven Spielberg-esque. That was absolutely fantastic. Clearly a lot of thought and effort went into that. Fantastic job. And you guys really, really are on the cutting edge. Your website, social media, absolutely fantastic stuff.
We got the best, and thanks for mentioning that. And I encourage all the fans, if they haven't seen it yet, go to Buccaneers.com. It's there. And, JP, to tell you a little bit behind the scenes, we had that structured, okay? We had it ready, but we didn't get the schedule until the morning that it was released yesterday. So our team had a scramble to kind of put that together. We knew what the teams were, but we had a scramble to pull it all together. And it was done moments before it was released. Let's put it that way. Moments before 8:00 is when that all came together. And you're right. We have the best of the best. Our team is remarkable. And again, I credit the Glazers. They give us the resources. They challenge me every day. Let's get the best people in our organization on and off the field. They challenge Jason Light and Todd, Coach Bowles, to get the best players. And, it's a team effort, but it doesn't happen without their support, guidance, and desire and will to be number one on and off the field. But thanks for mentioning that. And it was a lot of fun to pull together. We're always trying to one-up it and trying to create some stuff. When a sports team wins some Emmys, that's remarkable. And it's a credit to the people that are in this building. And there's too many of them for me to mention them by name. And I don't want to leave anybody out. But
Gotcha.
I will tell you that we have the best of the best, and they're passionate, and they really try to exceed our fans and reinvent ourselves. Whether it's that schedule release video or whether it was the Rondé Barber video that we did last year, kind of signifying his career, or whatever the case may be, the creamsicle video when we reintroduced and relaunched the creamsicle. So there's a lot of examples out there, and that's just again going back to the Glazers' desire to exceed people's expectations on and off the field and to create an environment that creates memories. And that's what this is all about. We live in paradise, JP. Our fans have options galore, whether it's the beaches, fishing, golf, performing arts, other professional sports, collegiate sports. Think about all the things that our fans have a choice. So if somebody comes out to Raymond James Stadium, becomes a Buccaneer season pass member, suite holder, sponsor, it's our responsibility to make sure that we're exceeding what they expect to get each and every day. And we have to keep reinventing ourselves. And that's the fun part. And we have an ownership group that wants that. And it's not just status quo. And that's what gets me up every day, and the passion of the city. So I don't want to keep going back to it, but that night against Philadelphia in that wild card game, that gets all of us. And
that's the way it should be every game.
That's the way it should be every game.
Yeah,
we get it, and it can happen. And we've got the schedule, and we have the opponents coming in here. The Raiders are coming back, a rematch of Super Bowl 37. I mean, when you go through the list of opponents that we have coming, you're going to see some of the top talent. The past 8 Heisman Trophy winners are coming to Raymond James Stadium. It's an incredible schedule, incredible lineup, but we got to do it on and off the field each and every day. So again, I don't want to take up too much of your time. And
we could go on and on. And you probably got a lunch you got to get to. By the way, Nathan Elliott says hello, and he'll be there for the Cut for the Cure. So he will be there. Big fan of yours. Big fan of the Bucs.
Well, hey, Thursday, June 6th. Let's do it for the kids, as Gronk says. I sent you a video.
Yes, I already posted it.
Yeah, if you post that and you can play it for your listeners. That's Gronk, and that's the passion that he has for this town, this community, and the kids. And as he says, let's do it for the kids. It's our 10th year. I want to raise the bar. $87, you get a autographed picture of Gronk. He'll sign every one of them.
That's fantastic.
But for another $13, come on out and come out to our indoor facility. There's going to be activities, but most of all, there's going to be some of my heroes. You talk about the players, but the real heroes are the families, the siblings, and these patients, these pediatric cancer warriors, as I call them. Yeah. And, all we want to do is give them an afternoon to forget what they're up against and just be kids, and to give the parents a chance to watch their kids be kids. So,
I think it's awesome.
Nothing else. Yeah.
I think it's awesome, Brian, that
1 o'clock.
That Gronk, and you said it, I didn't know this, but he's going to make his home here in Tampa Bay. And I know he's got some business interests. He's already started with his healthy drive-through salad company. I think it's Greenleaf. If I'm saying it. So he's got that. But the fact that he's going to be part of the Bucs organization and be here and live here, that's huge. And that's, he's a pretty big star. He moves the needle. So it's nice to have him in your back pocket when you need him for events
he's a
like
great
this.
Guy, and his family, his dad, his father lives here. And I tell you, and they love him up in Boston. I mean, he was the grand marshal of the Boston Marathon, and what an experience. But, Heartbreak Hill broke me. But,
Did it hurt you? Did it hurt you?
I was about 20 minutes off my 19-year average of marathons, but I finished. And I think I'm going to stick to flat courses coming up. 2021 is going to be a flat course, I think. But
Yeah,
no,
good
no
for
more
you.
hills for. I'm a Floridian, right? And
The amount of mental strength it takes to run a marathon is I am in awe of you and anybody who's ever done it. But it's no surprise. You guys do a great job over there, especially Brian. You've done a fantastic job leading the crew over there. And can't wait for this season. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. We'll definitely see you on June 6th.
June 6th, 1:00. JP, have a great weekend. And if I don't see you,
I'm not shaving my head though.
You're not
I'll
shaving
color
your head?
it.
Oh,
But
color it.
it'll never come back, bro.
Oh,
I ain't got much left.
It's my summer cut. Okay, it's my summer cut.
Much left, part.
Well, thanks
Not
again.
much left.
Have a great weekend and all the best. And thanks again for the opportunity to come on. And thank your listeners for the support that they give us day in and day out, and for their support of all sports in the Tampa Bay area. You make this town what it is.
Yep.
And the organizations could not do what we do without their support. And we thank you all for that support. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, Brian.
Goodbye.
Appreciate it. Brian
Thank
Ford
you.
there, COO of your Tampa